Hey guys, I don't know if there's tons of rope out there. I don't know if you know anything about them or not, but this one is not going to work. I don't believe the way that I want it to work. But what you do is, this one may work. All right. So if you want to cut a rope and you don't want that to happen, any line or rope, but you don't want that to happen, because it's going to. No doubt it. You tape it first. You can use masking tape, duct tape, electrical tape, whatever. Nice and tight. Take it up there a ways. You don't want to be right on the end. You work. And then you got to cut that with something sharp right in the middle of the tape. Well, you can't see what I'm doing now either, can you? I'm sorry, guys. That's not going to work. This will work, I think. Maybe not. Gotta go a little higher, I guess. How's that? That's better. Anyway, what you want to do is, once you've taped it nice and tight, you want to cut it in the middle of that tape with something sharp. And apparently this knife isn't that sharp. And that's what you have. So you have the tape holding back and holding everything together. So you want to make sure you come down enough to where you've got a good tight piece of rope to start with. You don't want to like wrap this up and try to make it tight and try to save the inch. Alright? Do what you got to do. Otherwise you're going to waste more in the long run. Now, once you're done, most of your ropes or your lines, you take something like a little fire starter for your barbecues or something like this. And kind of just melt up the end a little bit. Kind of roll it around a little bit. And now that's basically sealed. And you don't have to worry about it coming undone. See? So now I gotta do this one. Now, do you need to put fire to it? Not on all the lines. Not, you know, some of them will melt more, some of them will hold okay. You know, as long as you got a decent amount of tape and it's tight and it's a good tape. I don't mean a lot of it, but it's good and it's going to stay. Well, then you really don't need to heat it up too much, if at all. The other thing is, you could take the knife and heat the knife up. Like if you go to a marine shop and you want a piece of line, they cut it with a hot blade. And basically that's what you could do. You can cut it with a hot blade. Do I have a torch in here that I can use to do this with? And I'll show you what I mean. If I can find... Oh, here we go. What I'll do is I'll take this and we'll see if we can get it to light. We'll get the blade hot. We'll put it up here. Now they don't use an open flame at the marine shops. They have an electric cutter. And what it is, it's like a piece of wire, and the wire gets hot. And then they burn through the line with it, and it seals it at the same time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this knife hot enough to do that, but we'll try. It doesn't take a lot of heat, but when you're working with a knife, there's a lot of blade that takes the heat away from you. And seeing that you're basically melting through it and you're not cutting through it, you want to make sure it's hot. Yeah. Now that's sealed. I don't have to do any more. If I want, I can just do this around the edges a little bit while it's still hot, and basically that's done. Let me run this under water so I don't accidentally touch it or put it down on something and burn. There. Okay. So that's kind of how you do it. Like I say, if you go to a marine shop and have it done, they have this unit. It's a little box and it's got two things sticking up, which is like a hot and a ground, and the wire or blade that's between them, you know, it acts as a short, and it gets hot, and then they do is they just put the tape on it and they kind of just roll it around on the blade and gradually burn, melt through it, and it seals it at the same time. So this is done. So those are two ways you can do it. This is what they call regatta line. This is a little bit different. Each line will react a little differently, but in the long run they're all going to be about the same. Some line, I don't know if I have any here or not. I'll have to look. But some line, this line is actually a little too big for this, but this is the smallest line I have without going into paracord, and I don't really feel like using paracord. I don't feel like doubling up on it. Come on, get in there. Be nice.
There are only two beings in the void, you and Captain Janeway. Nothing else exists that can interfere.
There. Do I have a piece? Let me think. No, I've got. No, I haven't got any. All kinds of line over here, but I haven't got any. It's it's usually yellow, and it's like plastic. They make it where it's stranded. You know, it's just strands all woven together, like a regular piece of line, like this. You know, it's just stranded, and it's made of, it's like a plastic, if you know what I'm talking about. It's yellow. Then they make that same material. They make another one, a line that looks almost like a Chinese finger type pattern. Now, if you take that line and you push it back, it opens up like a Chinese finger. So then you can take it, the other one, and slide it into it, and when you pull on it, it automatically locks it in as one. Sounds like the wife's home. I'll be back. Okay, so the post is in. I'm not going to walk over there, but there it is. I have it on a little bit of an angle going backwards, so we'll be all set with that. It's concreted in, and there's those big cylinders. There's a bunch of those in there as well to help hold it. I would have liked to have it twisted a little bit more, but that's fine like it is. I don't care. It'll work. And now I can put the metal pole up the side of that, and that'll give me about another 6 feet, which would be perfect. And then this wire that will be going over to that pole. Now, I just came back from across the street, Chris, because I was having my oil changed. I gave him the oil and everything. I would, yeah, give me $3. $3? It ain't gonna happen. So I gave him 10. You know, I mean, come on. You know, he changed the oil, he greased the front end. I mean, I supplied everything, but still, you know, it took him a half an hour. You know, $3. Stop it. So, I mean, I can never. Let's put it this way: when I have it to give, I don't mind giving. And I couldn't live with myself not to. So
Say rather than help me. You know that's not true.
I gave him $10. Now while I was over there, I noticed in the back of his old truck that belonged to his mom, an old Chevy GMC, he had about 15 of these. Now these are old, they're outdated, so they won't fill them. But everybody knows Chris. And they know that he scraps things, and you can give him just about anything and he'll find a use for it. Well, I said, Chris, I said, what are you doing with those? He said, I'm going to scrap them. He says, I can use 2 of them. He said, well, they're outdated. I said, that's fine. I'm going to cut them up. He goes, oh, well, if you want them, take them. He says, you're going to use the valves? I said, no. So he took the valves out because he'll use those for scrap. I said, no, I can use them. He said, well, I got an elbow too. I heard you were going to move your furnace maybe, or the wood stuff. Yeah. You know, here's an elbow. Then he says, and meanwhile I'm over there talking to him, and I've seen this on the ground. I said, Chris, what's that? What are you going to do with that? He goes, that's stainless steel wire. I go, you're kidding. He goes, no. He goes, what are you going to do with it? He goes, oh, you want some? Take some. And no, I want the whole roll. He goes, what are you going to do with that? I said, yeah, come on. I says, me and wire, I've always got a use for it. I says, what would you get if you took that in for scrap? He says, not a whole lot. He goes, you know what, give me $5. So I gave him $5. I must have 5,000 feet of stainless steel wire here. So I went over there and that's what happens. So I'm becoming a Chris. Now, what am I going to do with these? Well, I was actually thinking about, I don't know how involved I want to get and what's going to go on this winter. I may do nothing with them. They may just sit there. Well, not there, but someplace. At one time, I was thinking about making an R2-D2. But, yeah, I don't know. You know, I got so many other things going on. Do I really want to get involved with doing something like that? So, maybe, maybe not. But like I say, I have them if I need them, because I remember I looked for them before and I couldn't find any except for new, and I didn't want to cut up new, so that was it. I can even make a rocket stove with them. There's a lot you can do with them. You know, you want to play someday? I got 2 of them to play with. And then I just realized I had this. I forgot I had to come along. So, oh, and there's a piece of line that I was looking for. That's that nylon line I was talking about. Anyway, that's about it. 4:15, 4:20. I got everything done that I need to get done. The post is in, it's cemented. Everything is done. No projects to do today. More bullshit than anything else. So I think it's time for me to go in. Tomorrow I got a meeting. Tomorrow night, rather, we got a meeting, and I got to put together a drill of some sort. So I'll look about what we're going to do with that and get that out of the way. All right, catch you guys later.